anyone else just press play or start whatever on a vid and have like no clue what they're gonna say when they go in. That yeah, you're getting a lot of stuff, but that you're not really sure what's gonna come out. That's how I am. It was supposed to rain, freezing rain last night. It's supposed to rain all day. This is what Environment Canada says. And yeah, I wasn't too keen on the freezing rain part, so I don't know what happened around me, but I know that we didn't get a drop. Um, I wasn't too keen on the freezing rain part that causes accidents. And yeah, so I pushed off the rainy night. I didn't want it, which kind of sucks because I like the rain. I do love a rainy night. And yeah, that's what it is. I'm thankful that it worked. Thankful we didn't get it. I had seen a few OPP officers in the last yesterday, and just that feeling came over me of protection. I always protect those who protect and serve, but yeah, I don't know. I just had that feeling of extra protection that I need to put out, so I hope it worked. I was talking to someone in my latest videos, or I don't even know if they got uploaded. I made a video or two yesterday and they didn't work, which is fine. But I've been saying how people will be coming to me soon, and this is the warning, the warning. Oh, it's ominous. Just the feeling that I have within, and you know, today I was speaking to someone, and she is going through a realization of huge red flags of with the person she brought into her life, and how she won't live this way. And something she said, like, just kind of went, she said at one point she was just sitting on the toilet in a little ball crying, and how as she was doing that in her pain, she thought how many people, how many women right now are sitting, you know, in a corner or somewhere crying because of what they're going through. And she only said women, and as I responded to her, I said, there's a lot of them, baby, there's a lot. And what I didn't say, because that wasn't where the conversation was meant to be led with her, that, you know, as a woman, we can empathize and have compassion and think how many other women are sitting in a ball crying right now, but we won't even consider the men, or some people won't even consider the men. And me, I'm built different, where it's that soul thing, and I do include the men. Maybe it's because I pull on masculine more. My healing that I had to do within and come to terms with was my feminine side of being vulnerable, and balancing out that masculine that is already always ready to go in, but always being wounded in different ways as well. For being strong, Michele must always be strong, but she can't show any weakness. And when she does show weakness is when she'll get like the least help at all, because it's not normal for Michele to show any weakness. It's weird. Y'all know what I mean. I know you know what I mean. Yeah. And that's the thing, is a collective consciousness. When you're someone like me and you can feel what people are going through, it's a lot. and by, the people that comment or that I speak to through YouTube. It's a beautiful thing to finally, like, I knew I was not the only one all my life, but to actually have people that I can speak to now, or, so it's not about the actual intimate email that's just between us. It's in the comments a lot. Um, I find that I can learn more and create like connections more through comments than through just a video. Some videos that I'm guided to be honest, I don't even really listen to it all. It's not all for me. It was so that I would go into the comments and subscribe to the people that I do, or connect to the people that I do. And I want to say this as a disclaimer that, I've been shouting out like a lot of people, and I won't stop doing that. Um, but in my shout outs, I want it to be understood that some of the messages being put out, it's not that I don't agree with them, but I don't resonate with them. But I still believe in every opinion and how every person has their right to say things the way that they're saying it. It doesn't necessarily mean that the shout out, I truly believe that if you just go subscribe, you're helping someone, and it doesn't mean you'll ever watch a video. You might go into a video and say, like, why did Michele lead me here? Genevieve, whatever you guys call me. Why did she lead me here? This person is like so in their wounds. And yeah, they are. And sometimes it's to help you heal that thing, because you're led there and you're guided to actually press on a video to help you like realize that you're still going through something that needs to be purged, or to accept that people are, still purging their stuff and doing it openly, and sometimes it ain't pretty, and that's okay. um it's beautiful. And when I say I feel things, I do block. Like, I'm not, like, let's say I can feel somebody watching me. I don't know who it is specifically. I don't want to know who it is. It gets too heavy for me. So that's part of the reason that I block, is to not have all the names and faces flashing at me as I have already the feeling. I just know, and that's already a lot, you know. And to turn my mentality and my heart vibe around, of feeling like it's a burden and seeing it as a gift, but to block as well so that it's not individuals. Like, if you're sitting there thinking like, oh, she knows I'm watching her, but I don't comment. No, baby, I don't. I know someone is. I've blocked who it is to not feel too much and be here alone and not know how to like integrate it into my fucking. It's a lot. And I'm grateful for anyone who takes the time to press on play, and what you get out of it is what you need. And my Julian Assange video yesterday, depending on where you're at in your own journey, is how you're going to perceive that video. Some people will perceive it as like, oh my gosh, she's so angry and she's so blah blah blah. But somebody who's like truly like aligned within sees what I'm trying to portray as a message, is that, we're all different. If you're comfortable in your path and you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, I'm not triggering you into thinking like she wants me to get off my couch and stop watching YouTube and do stuff, because you already know you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. But those people that are triggered, that are sitting there like, understanding that the message is pushing you out of your nest of comfort, I'm sorry. I don't apologize for being hot. But I am sorry if it's like overwhelming and that it makes you feel what it does. But that's my role. And I do believe everything has been planned. I do believe that within the planning of everything that has been planned, there are side, timelines and changes that occur every day with every choice that people make. And it is free will to put a decision or choice or an action aside, and that's okay. You're still following your path of who you are. As long as you feel like you're being true to you at the end of the day, that's what counts the most. It ain't about anything else. Could you help me with more eloquence here? Because I don't feel like I'm making any sense at all. And that event of me watching Julian Assange, I only watched one part of one video because that's enough for me. And him being held and not even having he wasn't allowed the dignity of just walking normally to, from the building to the van, is a trigger event, and it is planned. It was planned that way. He agreed to it with his soul, but it was put out so that the people like me, the activators, would be activated by it. And as much as, like, I rewatched my own video and I can feel like what I feel from it, I still had like the best day ever and was really calm and had great conversations and was in joy. And that trigger was just there to keep on pivoting me from being in fear of the things that I need to act on. Say it again, I ain't perfect, and if I could hang on to like the reality that I'm in a little longer and make it more like easy and cushiony, and like, I would, but I can't. And those triggers that I'm getting by those things that are like bringing up the indigo in me of like Jen not having a place that's a nest and a safe 100% place. And in that, what that creates in me is that save the world, help everyone, sharing is caring vibe of that feeling of Jen, who I love and I found as a sister, is multiplied by everyone in the whole wide world that doesn't have a safe nest. And it's to pivot me to the next steps of what I want to do in my life, what I'm guided to do, and what I've always wanted to do. I don't know if that makes sense. And throughout, yes, my indigo like fucking serve and protect and vibe is meant to be activated, but I'm also balancing it with the crystalline being and the light being that I am and becoming all the time, of finding ways to self-soothe. Ain't nobody reaching down and fucking like patting me on the head and saying it's gonna be okay, baby. I have to do that for myself. And it's cool. I find things that soothe me that are so like weird that somebody would be like, what? Like, one of the things that I found to self-soothe yesterday, I'm always guided back to Keanu Reeves. It's been 2 years. I've made videos. I've talked about it. And to self-soothe. And what I was guided to yesterday was, I think it was 15-20 minute video of when I forget, I would love to shout out the channel because it's a really cool channel. I don't see guns in the same way as other people do. First of all, guns don't kill people, people kill people. And I don't have the military scars of the bangs in the same way that can bring up a PTSD, like a trauma thing in me. And I see them as enjoyment of the entertainment that we can watch in movies and the pleasure that we can get from shooting a gun at a range or in the bush for pleasure. so I don't have the same traumas other people can have to overcome of when they hear a bang that they want to hit the fucking ground, or you know what I mean? Like, my path is different. Just the same way that when I see planes and helicopters, I don't have a trauma that I've lived. I feel them as safety, and I just have a pure joy of helicopters. And in that video that I watched, I put it in my stuff. I think I called the playlist Soothing Vibes so that I can get back to it really fast. And there's 2 other videos that I haven't watched yet. I just kind of savor and save for the next time I need it. But I was watching Keanu Reeves, and you know, he could be all like, yeah, show me. You don't really need to show me. I already know I'm the shit. Like, I'm fucking Neo. I'm fucking John Wick. You know, and that's not the man that he is. And he stands there most of the time, his arms crossed, and I can feel his concentration. I can feel his dedication to his craft, which is acting. He's not a fucking killer in real life. And I can feel his authenticity of watching the person that he's watching in admiration and trying to integrate the knowledge within so that he can do the steps that he needs to do for his next movie in a way that's so authentic that we as watchers are pulled in and actually believe him to be John Wick. And yeah, it was really cool. And at one point when he says like, can I just practice for a second? And then he holds the gun and he's pointing it at the trainer. I didn't retain his name. He's pointing it at the trainer and he's like, it's really weird to be pointing a gun at you. I'm like, boom, click. Yes, it is. Gun fucking safety rule number 1, never point a gun at somebody. And as I went into the comments and I was scrolling the comments, like, first of all, like, people are actually saying like, oh wow, look at, it's like John Wick pretending to be Keanu Reeves, or like, why does Neo need training? He already knows what he's doing. And on the comments, I only found one comment that actually said like, wow, Keanu Reeves actually respects gun safety. And it was like, boom, like, you're fucking cool. I think his name was Charles. That's how much it was like, fuck. And like, it's like people don't even realize, or that they actually think that Keanu Reeves like has a fucking gun and goes out and fucking shoots people every day. Like, no, he doesn't. He's an actor, and this is like a thing that he needs to master within for every different role that he plays. And just because he did John Wick 1 and 2, he didn't go into number 3 thinking like, I know nothing, I know everything, I don't need help again. He actually did more training to be more authentic in the role. So fucking authentic in the role that people actually believe he's fucking John Wick playing Keanu Reeves as a joke. Blows my mind. But yeah, I found, I don't know how many comments they were. I didn't retain. There was like a shitload. But I only found a certain amount who actually realized that this man is learning to be this person as best as he can, so that physically when he moves on screen, that he exudes the role of who he's trying to play. And he does it so well that people fucking, again, say that John Wick is pretending to be Keanu Reeves. Anyways, we all find our different ways to self-soothe. That's one of mine is, I've said it before, I love those movies because of the choreography, the way that he moves and the other actors move when they do their, you know, the fight scenes and all that, blows my mind. There's so much dedication and so much, it's just, it's so well choreographed that you get into these movies and you actually just like fucking forget anything about, like, it's just, you're in it. And one of the things I like best is that although like fucking everybody's getting shot left, right, and center and fucking flying, there's not the gratuitous gore. There's not like fucking like, it is more like, it's so well fucking crafted that it feels like a video game to me, where I'm not in any scene feeling like, oh my god, like people are being hurt. And because there's like so much blood and shit, like the way that the shadows of the blood, because there is, I noticed that there is the shadows, but they're like shadows, it's not like in your face. And the music is so amazing that you're absorbed in it through the music and the colors, because it's like the green and the blue and that red line, like I'm so absorbed in that my mind doesn't start to think like, oh my god, this is like an action movie and people are being fucking killed everywhere, and start to relate it to real life. I'm just taken away by it and able to like completely absorb into it. I don't know, it's weird. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to the third movie, which comes out May 17th. And I am not that girl that actually thinks of movies and when they're going to come out. And I don't even hardly watch any movies. Like, y'all that got to see all the Avengers and all those, like, superhero movies, like, I'm so behind in those that I don't even know how many are out. And I don't get the guided to watch those. And when I do, the Wonder Woman one, I was only able to watch to when she cracked the code. And when she looked at everybody that, like, you don't know all these languages. And she was kind of just, like, in shock, and then just did what she did naturally. And that's exactly where I stopped in the movie. And one of the reasons is that the gun stuff I didn't want to see from that movie. If it would have been, like, 100%, like, fucking bows and arrows and just, like, that kind of weaponry that was used, I would have wanted to watch it 100%. But because it just related to the war and real life too much for me and my little fucking pea brain and how I am, I didn't want to watch the rest. And I wasn't guided to anyways. And I didn't want to see her face. She was an awesome actress. I don't know her name. She was an awesome actress. I didn't want to see her face when she realized that fucking motherfucker was lying to her and basically, like, used her to get back to where he needed to be to give the book that he was, like, kind of laughing at her from within, that she thought she was going to save the fucking, like, certain thing, and that he had no clue what she was talking about. He just kind of played her. And yes, I know, most likely, like, the whole fucking movie, like, after she's gonna give that look, and hope she kicks the shit out of him. Just saying. After she gives that look, he's gonna end up helping her, and they're gonna team up, and they're probably gonna fuck at some point. I get it. But I saw what I needed to see. Anyways, I'm rambling on again. Really, really cloudy, and I hope we do get rain, just because it's, like, needed for the melt, and I like rain. But I don't know. I see, just like, when I do go out, and just I don't see anyone as not awake. And I do, I see, like, shiny happy people everywhere. And in a vid I made the other day, that guy that was so racist, I still saw him as happy and shiny, and that the evolution, like, if I knew who he was, if we'd exchanged, numbers, or if I see him again in, like, 2 weeks or 2 months, how he would speak differently, and he wouldn't be at that same spot he's at now. And that, it's beautiful and it's awesome. And I know all is well. And it's a weird, fucked up place to be where I'm at right now. Of that, I'm in that limbo mode, of how, and not attaching to the how I'm going to manifest the next parts. And when I get into limbo mode, I'm going to be very honest with you. I don't think I've ever said this out loud to any human. When I get in limbo mode, I often think, like, this is it. I'm going to die. I've done what I needed to do and I'm going to die. And that's a weird feeling to have, in the sense that Phil Good had posted something this morning on the community tab, and I read it, and he says something like, even if you think you haven't done a lot, I'm saying it in my words, even if you think you haven't done a lot, what you've already done is already more than was expected from the galactics, and the 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 feeling within. And it was like, yep, maybe I'm one of those people, and maybe that's why I said it in another video, like, does a light worker have to like fucking die of our family so that fucking people will make a move? And maybe that'll be me. And I get that way in limbo mode, and to make it relatable for somebody to understand, especially women, when you're at that 9-month period where you're like, about to fucking pop, and you can't even see that it's actually gonna happen when it's your first child. Like, it's just like, what the fuck? Like, I've done the 9 months. This was like really cool, but now something's actually gonna come out of me. A human is actually gonna come out of me. Are they gonna look like? What's it gonna be like? And that's where I'm at in this stage right now of like, what the fuck? Like, now I know I take the leap of faith. Now I know I'm not going to be here by a certain time. And what the fuck is next? Whew, it's really weird. And because I've got the different timelines, like, and because one of all the other reasons that I go and inspire myself with John Wick is it's not anybody coming to fucking save me. There is no fucking sidekick. There is not fucking anyone coming to save me. So I need that John Wick vibe of he fucking did it all alone. When nobody there at the end of the fucking road to fucking caress his wounds and make him fucking like heal faster. He fucking did it on his own. Did he have people along his path? Like, yes, he had a doctor that fucking, stitched him up, gave him some pills, said only take one if you need to concentrate. Yes, he had the one conversation here. He had the one conversation there. He had the other conversation there. But there wasn't no fucking sidekick, like fucking fell down from the sky and helped. And I know in John Wick 3, because of the trailer, that, Halle Berry comes in. Sorry, I don't think I said her name right. That Sophia comes in. But in the trailer, she's even saying, like, I'm here to help you fucking once because I owe you, basically. And then I'm fucking done with you. It's not, yeah, maybe, like, it'll be all Hollywood and, like, he'll fucking fall in love after, like, his wife just fucking passed away. But that's not what I'm seeing. And that's not where I think it's going to go, but fuck, who knows, right? Because in general, the timeline of John Wick is like this started on one day, and in the next, like, I forget, like 24 to 36 hours, like it's the second movie, and then in the next 24 to fucking 36 hours or whatever, it might be a week even, like boom, it's the third movie. Like the timelines are like doom, doom, doom. Like it's not an evolution of, one of the things that, I know it's just a movie, it's just meant to distract, but in the comments that I've always seen when I look at stuff, it's like, no one ever comments like, what the fuck, how does he do this to even want to survive and try to fucking self-protect himself when he's in grieving mode and hasn't even had time to heal from his fucking wife passing away? And nobody ever wraps their brain around that. And maybe I take a movie too seriously. But the whole time, oh my God, the whole time, he never had time to fucking, like, grieve from his fucking wife passing away. And he was, like, fucking thrown into chaos and fucking being shot at and fucking had to fight for his fucking life. And that, his own people, especially like in the second one, already started to turn against him and because there was money involved. And in the third one, like, everybody's gonna turn against him. Every single fucking human that was in the underground world with him is fucking against him. Yeah, it's fucking mind-blowing. And that's why I can inspire myself of, you don't get time to fucking sit there and lick your wounds for fucking like 2 fucking more years and watch YouTube. You gotta start to act. You have to. And how we're blessed, it's not a gun against our fucking heads, and we're not being fucking shot at, and we're not like having people come out from behind us when we're like in that one moment, like when he's in the motel room, and then like that's supposed to be his downtime, and he don't even get downtime. Like I said, maybe I find examples that are just like, whoa, too out there, but it's the examples that are brought to me by my angels and the things I'm guided to watch. Like, I feel really lucky when I get to watch like fucking Evan Almighty, and even then, Evan Almighty didn't get a fucking chance to say like, dude, I was just like elected governor. I have a role to play as governor. He's fucking thrown into the fact that he needs to build a fucking ark, and he has a deadline of a certain fucking day. And when that day comes and everybody's still fucking just laughing at him and treating him like shit, and he's like on the fucking ark telling them like, get in, get in, get in, and everybody's just fucking like rolling their fucking eyeballs at him, and he still believes, and he still is fucking like saying like, you told me this day at midday, we're midday, like what the fuck? And then boom, the fucking dam blows, and then are people fucking running in? Like, fuck yeah, as soon as the thing happens, all of a sudden, like, everybody stops laughing at you and they believe you. Oh man, be nice that fucking day. I gotta say. Not in like, coasting on the ark. Yeah. I am antsy to get my bow out. It's been so windy in the last couple weeks and cold. Because windy, I could like start to wrap my brain and my stance of how I don't know the terms. I didn't finish my glossary of archery terms. But how I like fucking calculate that the wind is coming this way and I need to like point a certain way to hit the fucking target. But it's like, I swear to fuck, we have not hit like 4 degrees Celsius yet. Like, it's fucking cold. When it hits like 5 or 6 degrees Celsius, I'll probably be in a fucking bathing suit out there tanning and like just like absorbing the sun, because it's gonna feel like so fucking hot. We had no fucking like nice easy fall, and we sure as fuck didn't have an easy like winter of, like we had sun, but we've, like I said, like just, it's been like fucking long time of not having, like when it hits 10 degrees Celsius, like holy fuck, I'll probably sleep outside. It is going to be that like warm outside for me. From what we've had, like when it hits 15 degrees Celsius, I'll be like fucking overheating. Like, swear to fuck. I can't even imagine like that would actually hit 20 degrees Celsius. Like, oh my god. It's like a dream. Anyways, only northern people or cold extreme people, climate can actually like relate. Because I was talking to somebody yesterday about like BC, and she's like, I know. And when I was there, like when I think there was a day when in October of 2009 when I was there, when it got to like 10 degrees and everybody's like shivering and fucking, all like, it's so cold. And I'm like, what? Like, this isn't cold. And he's like, you should see us when it hits 0. Like, we are freezing. Like, we feel like we're in the Arctic. And I'm like, whoa. Can you imagine living in a climate where 0 degrees is like considered fucking really cold? That's like It's like fucking barbecue weather. Anyways, I'm out of here. Rambled on again. Lots and lots. And have a good day.